The stereo has been sitting in somebody's basement for years, and I had gotten it, and it sat in my basement for about 6 months. I've been using it, but it's pretty rough. It's held up very well over the years, but you can't really hear it too well, but there's all of these switches crackle and scratch. They're very scratchy. Even tuning is the same way, and it just needs a quick once over. Now, I would just deal with it, but my brother's girlfriend is actually, she wants it because it looks quote unquote retro, and you know, I highly doubt that it's ever going to really get used. Might be used occasionally. There's a turntable that goes along with it. It's actually a fairly nice turntable. It's a Techniques. I gotta rebuild that too. Well, that just needs a belt, cartridge, and needle, so that should be pretty easy. But I just get a feeling that this isn't going to get used all that much, so I'm not going to dump a lot of time and money into it. I'm just going to see if I can clean all these pots out and take a look at what it looks like inside. I believe there's also, wow, loud. I believe there's also some blown bulbs. I remember seeing when I had it on before. But what's actually very cool about it is, if you notice, let me see if I can turn the light off. When you tune, YouTube doesn't like music, but the indicator, dial indicator, actually turns colors. It goes between like an amber, like a whitish amber, to red, and red is when you have it tuned in and when there's a station recognized. Over here is a signal strength meter and a center tuning to help you tune it in. I don't know why you just can't listen to it, but a lot of the stereos at during this time had these. It also has a separate dial for AM, and it just has just the signal strength lights or meter lights up for that. Where's the AM tuning? I'm not sure if that one. Yeah, that one doesn't look like it turns colors. Unless I just have really crappy AM reception, which is possible. And then down here, off, AM, FM stereo, phono, aux 1 and aux 2, and it looks like those lights either don't light up or they're burnt out. So I'll have to look into that. And then you have, you know, the headphones, speakers. This is remote, meaning, you know, if you had A speakers and B speakers. Stereo, mono. This is the tape monitor, otherwise lately newer units call it, you know, tape 2. AFC, automatic find, I don't know what that is, I'll have to look that up, somebody might know that. Loudness, low filter, and high filter. There's mute, not really sure exactly what that is. Bass, mid-range treble, and then the 2 volume knobs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this apart and clean these out using just contact cleaner. They work fairly well. They're just kind of scratchy. Actually, doing pretty good ever since I brought it upstairs. It was pretty bad downstairs. These, while you're listening to music, are extremely scratchy. Matter of fact, treble doesn't work unless it's all the way up, which makes me think that pot might be shot, but we'll try it. I'm just thinking, again, I'm just hoping to clean these all out. Clean up the case, maybe replace some bulbs as needed. Oh yeah, see now? Yeah, now the light's on. I'm not sure why it wasn't on before. I don't know what I did. But, yeah, that lit up. that's what we're going to take apart and find out what's up. And I'm not going to do a full rebuild or anything like that. Like I said, I'm just going to make it cleaner, make the knobs not as scratchy, and clean it out and call it a day. Replace bulbs as needed, because like I said, it's not going to really, I don't feel as though it's going to get used a lot from, you know, just knowing her. That she's more into MP3 players and headphones and not home stereo. Like I said, she said this is retro, and the turntable, it's actually a very nice Technics turntable that goes with it, she said was also retro. And these aren't my stereo, or this isn't my stereo nor my turntable, so I don't have much of a say. So that's that. One interesting thing about this is there really is no connections on the back like you would see today, with the exception of two power things, two power outlets, and the FM cord line antenna. That's it. What they do instead is have this thing flip up, and there's all the connections for the speakers. There, let's see, the left is over here, both the main and the remote. The right is over here. Even it looks like it has RCA jacks for the speakers. Actually, the ones that came with this are in the basement. They're blown, but they kind of suck. The cord on there is an RCA jack. There's two fuses. For each, which is actually very smart because they don't have this kind of stuff anymore. Although the Sonys that I use have a protection circuit. It is nice that they actually just put fuses there. I mean, for a consumer level amp / receiver, this isn't bad. There's the tape 1 out and in, aux 1, aux 2, and the phono, and then adjustment for the phono preamp, phono ground, and then the rest of the antenna connections. And it's pretty, of course we have stink bugs galore, but all you have to do is, which is pretty nice, because if you think about it, you always have to slide. So here's another one. Which is kind of nice, because if you think about the stuff today, you have to slide out of the entertainment center to get to it. But if you were to position this strategically, you would just have to do that. So it's actually kind of a nice little setup. I'm not sure when this was made. I'm going to have to look into that. But it is a model. It's a realistic STA-180. And I'm not sure the wattage. I got to find that out too. But I had this hooked up in the basement. It actually doesn't sound too bad. Alright, so we were plugging this thing in to see